Hey guys, it's Drea. So today I want to start a new series on my channel called Pass or Purchase. A lot of people do this kind of video. It's basically like, should I buy it, will I buy it type of video. I really like talking about makeup, but I don't necessarily have the budget to buy everything I want to buy. So I think a lot of us are in that boat. And I think that's what makes these kind of videos fun, because we get to talk about all the new releases without actually having to spend the money on them. So I have kind of perused Trend Mood on Instagram and I wanted to see what is new lately. I've been kind of out of the loop more than usual and I haven't really been a lot on social media. I haven't really been browsing Sephora a lot lately either. So there's a lot of stuff that I'm like, oh, that looks really interesting, or that looks like crap and I want to like kind of anti-haul it in a way. So let me pull, okay. First, let's talk about this all-nighter setting powder from Urban Decay. I love all-nighter setting spray. I have it right here. It's one of my faves. I think it lasts really, like, it makes your makeup last really well on the skin. So if they can take that technology, that long-lasting, okay. Where's my mind? That long-lasting technology and put it into a setting powder, I know at least for me as a really oily skin person, I'm super duper interested in this product. So I'm hoping that it's translucent or like very little coverage. I don't necessarily want like a real cake face. You know, sometimes when you add a powder foundation on top of a foundation, it can end up being really, really cakey. So I'm hoping this is more of a translucent powder, but I don't know, it doesn't necessarily look like it is. It looks like it might come in a few shades. So that's one. Two is this I want to talk about. Revlon Color Stay Full Cover Foundation Matte. I'm not really all that excited about this because they just released this recently, the Revlon Insta Filter Foundation, which I love. This foundation is actually what I'm wearing today. It's super full coverage. Like, I don't know why they need two different like very full coverage foundations. So they're going to have this one, which is like very full coverage, very photoshopped foundation. And then they're going to have another full cover foundation. I just think it's kind of like redundant. I don't really get it. I don't really know why they would need that. It says matte finish, so you know, you'd think that I'd be super excited about it, but this is a matte finish. I just don't really know what the difference is, you know? So that's a big question mark, but it's kind of more on my I'm probably not going to buy it list. Next is from BH Cosmetics. It's the Nouveau Neutrals palette, and I guess when you think neutrals, you know, that brings to mind something, but this is very warm toned. So I guess the Nouveau part just basically means that, you know, we're in the 2010s and neutral tends to mean warm toned to a lot of people. Is that what they're going for? I guess. The packaging looks nice. It looks kind of like their standard plastic packaging, but it's just like white matte. This is an eyeshadow and blush palette, which is kind of cool because, you know, there's so much space in these palettes that they have that you don't necessarily need 28 colors of eyeshadow most of the time. So I like that there's like a row of 5 blushes on the bottom, and based on the swatches, they look pretty nice. The only thing is, like, I love BH Cosmetics formula of their eyeshadows. I think it's amazing. One of the best affordable like eyeshadow formulas out there, hands down. The only thing is, I'm looking at this color selection going, I have all that already, you know? So on the one hand, I'm super excited, and knowing how affordable it probably will be, I think I will eventually get it, but I don't think that's the kind of thing I'm going to run out and get immediately just because I already have a lot of it. Okay, Maybelline Soda Pop palette. I'm excited that the drugstore is doing more interesting things with eyeshadow. I think, like, you know, even 3 or 4 years ago, there was nowhere near as much fun eyeshadow in the drugstore as there is right now. And just based on like sneak peek swatches, it looks pretty good, but I am not really a fan of Maybelline eyeshadow formula. I have the City Mini palettes and I decluttered them. So I did not like the formula of those. So if these eyeshadows are anything like those, I know I will not use them and I won't like them. So I'm not really, I don't think I'm going to buy this one. Again, it's all very warm toned as well, so nothing I don't already have in my collection. One thing that I'm really interested in is this Jouer Cosmetics Jet Set Collection lip kits. So these look really fun. I don't have a lot from Jouer. I think I have one highlighter. And I think that might even be it. Is that it from them? Maybe. Anyway, these are lip kits. I love the idea of lip kits. I think it's fun that kind of Kylie Cosmetics was on the forefront of creating this idea. It's nice to get everything all in one. You don't have to like, I mean, it's fun to create your own pairings, but it's also nice to just get everything all in one to create, you know, a matte lip or a line lip or an overline lip or a glossy lip, and it's all kind of in one package. So I am very interested in trying this from Jouer. There's 4 different kinds: Pearl, Nude, Rose, and BAIE. That must be French for something. I don't know. I'll look it up, I guess. But the Rose one is calling to me, and of course the Nude one. This one is surprising to me because I've never heard of this brand, but when I saw this picture I was like, oh mama. This is the Give Me Glow Cosmetics Summer Vibes palette, and I just love the way this looks. I love the way it's put together. I love the bright colors in it. It reminds me, like some of the orange and yellow and red, they remind me of the Colourpop Yes Please palette, but I like there's also neutrals in this, and then there's also that pop of like blue and green at the top. This just looks super nice. The swatches look really beautiful. These swatches as well, like the metallics just look so stunning, and the mattes look really pigmented. So I have never tried anything from this brand, but these pictures are making me really want to. From Anastasia, there's 2 new things here. One of them is just new shades of the matte bullet lipstick. So they're just called the Anastasia matte lipsticks, I believe. I love that formula. It is one of my favorite lipstick formulas ever. They're so long lasting. They're not transfer proof because they're a bullet lipstick, but they are so matte that they will stay on your lips for hours without like rubbing off in any way. Now, if you kiss somebody, of course, but even if like I drink a drink and some's getting off of my straw, it still lasts a super duper long time. And all these new shades are shades of nudes and like peachy tones, which is right in my wheelhouse. Like, at least 4 of these for sure are ones that I'm drawn to, and I can't wait to swatch these in store and go for it because I love that formula. The other thing from Anastasia is this Dream Glow Kit, and these all look like holographic or duochrome, but very glittery. Like they all look like glitter bombs. They definitely look duochromatic. This one here says unicorn, and it definitely looks like a duochrome purple for sure. I really love duochrome highlighters. I'm wearing one today. You can see I just filmed a video where I talked about it, and I love duochrome highlighters, so I'm not turned off by anything about the colors here. I'm just not a fan of the ABH like highlighters, and I know that's kind of sacrilege to a lot of people, but I decluttered my book kit and I did not like it at all. It was the, I think it was the That Glow one. Now a couple of people have told me that one was not great and that her other ones are, but at the price tag they come at, I just don't know if I'm like ready to just hop on board and give it another shot. I think I would definitely have to swatch them and see, but that to me, I don't think I'm gonna be getting that. From Colourpop, there's a couple new things. There is the FAVE palette, which I'm going to have a picture of here because I kind of wrote that off immediately. It's all cool tone. I'm glad it exists for those of you that love cool tone eyeshadows, but I really don't. I am never drawn to them. Don't find myself ever using cool tone palettes. This one is the Fortune palette. I just at this moment realized that FAVE and Fortune. Yeah, this one's very warm tone, that one's very cool tone. That makes total sense. That's so cute now that I realize it. Such a nice pairing of 2 different things. Again, I freaking love Colourpop pressed eyeshadows. I love the palettes. I love the single pressed eyeshadows. There was only one that I think was a dud. That was the Golden State of Mind, but that was kind of a one-off. It was all glitter. Everything else I've tried from them, I've really loved. So even though this is all warm toned, it's not something I don't have already, I'm still kind of very drawn to it just because I know I love the formula of Colourpop. So I could definitely see myself getting that. I don't think I'm gonna run out and get it. It'll probably be at some point when I have the funds to just go hog wild at Colourpop and buy a whole bunch of stuff, and then I can definitely see myself buying that. And then the last thing I want to talk about are these new Be a Light palettes from Becca. So when I first saw this picture on Trend Mood, I was like, oh, Hourglass came out with a new palette. Like, was like, oh, that Hourglass palette looks super nice. I bet that's their like dim light, and then it looks like they have a bronzer. And then it was only until I looked at like 3 more pictures that I realized this was a Becca product. So I thought that was kind of funny that like this really is giving me Hourglass vibes. It's not giving me Becca vibes at all, but it's cool. Like it looks like a really nice palette. Now I'm sure it's going to be an arm and a leg because it looks like very luxe. One is supposed to be an all over blurring powder, and it looks like one is a bronzer or contour, and one is a blush. Now the blush though is like such a tiny little pan, and I'm like, I hate face palettes like that where like you have to stick your big blush brush in a tiny little pan. So I don't know, man. I'm like, I don't really see myself buying this. So one is a brightening powder, which I assume is a highlighter, one is a blurring powder, and one is a blush, and one is a bronzer. The blur and the brighten are the biggest pans in here. Because I'm oily skin and I need to have powders that work for me, I never tend to use stuff like that because that's usually more geared towards people who are just looking for like a nice finishing powder. So I really don't see myself buying this. Plus, I imagine the price tag is going to be a lot. I could be wrong, but I really imagine it. But the packaging looks really beautiful. So if that's something that you think that you would be like using for travel, I could definitely see that being good for some people, but probably not for me. And one more thing, I don't know if I said the last thing was the last thing, but new MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus Matte. Yes, I will definitely be buying this. I will definitely be testing it for you guys. Might even do an all-day wear test on it. I don't know. It also looks like there's a matte primer in this picture. Mattifying Velvety Finish Control Shine. But it looks like one of those like transparent silicone primers. I can't see that being good. Like anytime I've seen those see-through silicone primers marketed as being mattifying, they never are. I don't know what the beauty industry is playing at with that, but it never works on me, I can tell you that. But MAC does give out samples, so I can see myself trying it out for you guys. There's also a Prep and Prime Pore Refiner Stick. It says mattifies and blurs pores. Probably that's very just similar to like just like a pore filling primer. So I've used many of those in the past, but I am definitely going to be trying the Matte Fix Plus. I can't wait to actually, I've been seeing pictures of this for, it seems like months now on Instagram. So it looks like it's actually out. It's out to select members for now, early access. So that means it'll be coming out soon, May 31st it says. That's it for everything that I'm kind of thinking about new release wise. Let me know how often you would like me to do this kind of video because it seems like there's new releases every friggin' week. But I probably won't be doing it that often. Definitely, I think monthly for sure. So I hope that you guys like this kind of video. Let me know any feedback in the comments below. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you're speaking kindly to yourself, especially when you look in the mirror, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!